So I own a couple rental properties here in Denver, and about 2 months ago, one of my tenants died tragically. She wasn't found for about 2 weeks, and the only reason anyone knew that she had passed was actually she was late on rent, and I was calling the cops, trying to get them to go do like a wellness check on them, and they would go and they would like knock on the windows and the doors, and they saw the lights were on. They'd been on for weeks, but they said that since they didn't see any evidence of like a forced entry or like a violent scuffle, they couldn't do anything. They couldn't enter the property. And eventually, I guess maybe I even broke the law a little bit, but I sent a person up to actually just unlock the door and look in because something was really, really wrong. And, the cops had even mentioned that they could see the cats and the dogs. She had 2 cats and 2 dogs. They could see them through the window and they seemed fine. But it wasn't fine at all when they got in. The woman had been, she died in the bathroom, and over the course of that time, the animals did what animals do. They ate her, and they pooped all around the place, and we were shocked that this had happened. But death is part of a thing that happens in the world, and all of a sudden we were dealing with the aftermath of this. As a landlord, you don't really expect to be dealing that personally with someone's estate and whatnot. And we were calling the family, and the family, there were about 5 brothers and sisters, and they didn't want anything to do with her. They were just like, whatever, we don't care. Just send her to the crematorium, maybe send the ashes, but like just dispose of everything in the apartment. And luckily, very fortunately, the pets survived. We took them to the Humane Society, and then we're dealing with the whole upstairs of this house. She decayed, right? She had oozed everywhere, and very fortunately, we have insurance on this property, and that's really sort of what I want to talk about. Is the insurance was with the USAA, which is a fantastic insurance company as far as insurance companies go. And they sent in the body cleanup team. It's a sort of biohazard team, and the rental insurance policy covered the damages. And this is in some ways where, after we get the tragedy out of the way, this is where, in many ways, some of the problems start. Now, what would you think, just say in your head, what do you think it would cost to clean up a dead body? And I'm going to promise you that you are radically underestimating the cost of all of this. When I was thinking about it, I'd be like, $1,500 maybe to take a body out, and then you scoop up all the poop from the animals and you fix it. No, not at all. Over the course of, we're not even done. It was 2 months ago, and we're still working on this unit because the floors went, and then you had the floors in the bathroom. There was smell everywhere, and then you had the wood floors in the whole house had been defecated on by all the animals, and so we had to replace all those, and the bill was at so far $50,000 to clean this up. And now, luckily, it's being covered by insurance, so out of my pocket, it's not very much. But what I've noticed is that there is this problem with insurance, with single payer, and third party insurance, is that after the main work was done, the nasty work, the cleanup, the thing that is hard, right? That cleanup costs $38,000. And my feeling is that the guy who I'm working with, the contractor, I know that he didn't do it himself. I know he's contracting with sort of he's probably paying like slightly over minimum wage to some people to go clean this up, some people who are desperate for money to clean this up. He is charging an insane amount to the insurance company. And it's not coming out of my pocket, so I'm sort of like, well, I don't really care. I just want my unit all fixed up. And then, we replace the floors, and the floors come in, and they're sort of substandard. They're not really done well. We have all of the trim on all of the door jabs are like that. Now, that can be fixed. And he's sort of like low bidding on pieces of the floor to make them worse. And yet the charges that are going to the insurance company are insane. They're going up and up and up.
It's just weird.
And I do a walkthrough of the apartment after he says he's done. And it's clear that, there's still poop on the wall.
That's dog urine, my friends. It's still dog urine. Like, what the fuck?
From the cat, fortunately from the cat, or the dog. And there's, the molding on the around where they took the floor down. So you take the floor out, and there's a gap because they put linoleum under the floor because that's more durable. And now there's these gaps all around. He's like, that's just the way it goes. It's a rental. Just, be okay with it. It's just an investment property. But I'm feeling like someone's going to live here, and I want to provide a nice house for someone. And every time I talk about it, he goes back to the insurance company and bills them an insane amount, like $15,000-$20,000 to do these like small little things. And I'm realizing this is the problem with all insurance, because this is also what's wrong with our private insurance third-party payer system for health insurance in America too, is because if I was negotiating these costs, I'd be like, forget this preferred vendor the USAA sent. I would be going and finding my own vendors, people I've worked with in other rental properties who can replace an entire floor for $2,500 and do a bang up job. And I've done that twice at other properties. And what I'm seeing is that because the insurance company will just pay whatever, the guy that I'm working with has every incentive to do a sort of a crappy job and then do piecemeal fixes where he then bills the insurance company for more things. Meanwhile, the apartment's sitting vacant, and USA is actually reimbursing me for the vacancy time. So it's not like a huge effort out of my pocket, but all of the money is just inflating and going crazy. And again, in private health insurance, we see the same damn problem. Where why are your health costs so high when you have cancer? Why is that $1 million? Why is a broken leg $40,000 to fix? Is because the insurance companies just don't care, or they're not able to negotiate, and services just increase in price. And in construction, a job that should have been, if I was like finding my own people, I don't know, maybe $20,000, maybe $15,000, is going to skyrocket into $50,000, maybe $60,000, and it's going to take months of time to do. And there's this fundamental inefficiency in the market, in how this works. And I think that's a problem. And I'm going to do probably a real video about this situation on my main channel at some point, because I am flabbergasted. But for anyone who is still watching here, I will say that I have ditched my health insurance for something called CROWDHEALTH, which is like sort of a health share where you're paying out of pocket for health costs, but the prices are lower when you do that. And then if it's over $500, this crowd, sort of like a peer-to-peer thing, they cover the costs. They all go in on it together, and it sort of sounds scammy, and yet insurance is a scam. My insurance premium for $14,000 a year, $12,000 a year with a $14,000 deductible. So $26,000 out of my pocket before they would cover anything. That was insane. And this other company seems like it's better. It's cheaper, and they haven't dropped costs on other people. So I've switched over to CROWDHEALTH. In my private insurance video, I talk all about how that works. But if you want to sign up, there's my discount code Carney gives you some perks when you join up. And I actually want to see more people in CROWDHEALTH because that lowers my risk. Anyway, I'll put a link in the description for why I think that it's still a risk to do a health share, but probably a risk that I'm willing to take. I don't think that's maybe the best pitch in the world, but I think it's an honest pitch. Anyway, that's my ramble for this morning. Insurance is broken. My rental unit hopefully will be done soon. And when people die in apartments and aren't found for a while, it's tragic and it's a huge mess. Yeah, that's my video today for Scott Carney, SPAC channel. This was me.